to another Sports Fest NFL edition. Today, today is Sunday. It's about to get dark this Sunday. Just got done watching this Raiders Jets debacle. A bunch of running, so much running, too much running, in fact. But the quarterbacks they have, one's a second-year guy. Wait, is this Wilson's third year? No, I believe it's second. Then you got Panthers. Well, it started off with the Panthers, the Bears, and that was another shit show. I don't know why they scheduled that for a prime time. I know Bryce was a first round draft pick. Fields was expected to be really good, but even then, the Panthers, I don't think anybody expected the Panthers to be that great or no. I believe everything was off field goals. There was somebody who got a touchdown, but it was so not a fun game to watch. Like, there's been a couple of games this week that have just been slow starters, just not too much. To be honest, I forget who got the touchdown because it doesn't. Like I said, I thought it was Irv Smith. That was a punt returner. Man, I could not. Oh yeah, it just hit me. Yeah, but did they miss an extra point or something in that game? I'm not sure, but yeah. So yeah, that all happened on Thursday, which was such a shit show that I forgot about pretty much the only thing that happened in that game. Then we had the Sunday Mountain one. Poor Germans had to watch this shit. 16 total points for the Germans. I believe it was the Germans when they went to Germany. I'm not 100, but I thought it was. I caught pretty much. I was like in and out of this game. Not much sleep, but I was. I'm gonna catch it. It's the last international game. I've caught them. I believe I've caught all of the international games actually. I don't mind them. I like them. I like the early games, you know. But yeah, Minshew out there still getting him wins. Him and his boys out there. Pittman, big helps. Taylor being out there, big helps. Big ups to Taylor. But yeah. On the defense obviously been really great. I mean, 6 points from the Patriots. So that's a thumbs up in everybody's book except Bill Belichick. But yeah, so the Colts keep finding ways to win. It's crazy what they would look like with Anthony because they started off really good. I just want to know, like, would they be really that good, like a 2-loss, 3-loss team at most, or a 2-loss team at most, you know, with Anthony? Because Anthony was showing some grit and all. And he's got the cannon arm, as they say, as y'all seen as well. I was shocked when Anthony came in the league, and I was like, okay, nobody really talked about this dude like that compared to everybody else, like Bryce and CJ and all them. But yeah, and probably the biggest thing that came out of this game is Mac Jones got benched, but I believe this might have been like his third or fourth time getting benched. Like, I know the Patriots aren't tanking because that's not how they do it, I guess. But maybe they are. Who knows? Maybe they're low key like shit. It is. Let's get Caleb Williams or Sanders, but his daddy said that he ain't coming out till next year or so. Let's get. I usually set a timer for 7, but I guess we'll go past it. Whatever. Ravens Browns. Lamar Jackson and the boys shot themselves in the foot. To be honest, I thought the game was over. I guess I wasn't really looking at the time like that, but I didn't think that the Browns were going to do anything. Deshaun Watson looked a little bit injured from the start. The running game wasn't great, but the defense, this was pretty much in reality a defensive game, but the points, they came out of where they came out of. Obviously, the late interception that got Browns back into it pretty much, and it looked like the Ravens are still going to pull it off, but Browns defense did it again. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. End of press. But yeah, the Browns, they are legit, and now they got Deshaun Watson, who's playing. If Deshaun plays like this every week, it started off bad, but at key times he did show up. So if he can show up and find a way to win these games, big time playoffs for them maybe. But I mean, this division is the North, the North. Then you had Packers Steelers, and they got away with one too, as the Steelers, because the Packers had like 6 seconds. I forget it. It got down really low, and looked like the Packers might actually pull it off. But it was a 4-pointer, so they were safe. To be honest, I forget which point they got to the 4-point area. But lucky them, Deontay Johnson really didn't do anything. But the defense keeping the pack to 19. A bunch of drop balls, to be honest, a bunch of them. A lot of the wide receivers with the Packers need to pick that shit up, or they ain't going nowhere. I tell you, nowhere. No playoffs, no nut. 49ers Jags. Trevor Lawrence, more like Lawrence of Arabia. Man, them got sacked back and sent back to Jacksonville because he got sacked, and was traded unfairly out there. No, but yeah, the defense is all over him. He really wasn't getting anything going. When they tried to get at Travis Etienne, that folded on him too, and everything was working for the 49ers. I didn't think Kittle was going to get too involved in the game, which he didn't, but he still got 3, and one of them went for 60, I believe, and a touchdown. So yeah, so for fantasy, I did bench him, but look how that went. Dobbs time. It's Dobbs time, baby. Joshua Dobbs, man. This dude is next level. Winston came out to play 2 today. When Derek Carr went down. Actually, well, Vikings look like they ran away with it. And then out of nowhere, Carr goes down. Oh boy, Winston comes in and makes Chris Olave a fantasy relevant dude. Makes him look like a really legit good wide receiver out there today as well. At least when he was going for him. But yeah, I don't know. They look pretty good with Jameis Winston out there. But that, I don't know. I feel like that happens all the time when the backup comes in and it's just like bah, bah, bah. And the defense gets fricked because they weren't obviously training or practicing for that quarterback. But it worked out for them because they eventually shut that shit down, and interceptions and all that other good stuff. The Vikings defense ain't that bad, ladies and gentlemen. The Vikings. Oh, there goes the 4. But we'll keep going. We'll talk a little fantasy since we got like 4 games out of the way. I guess we could talk one more, see which one was the most interesting. This one clearly was the most interesting. The Lions versus Chargers. Specifically because Chargers, I believe they might. Raiders won today. Somebody have a buy in there? Oh yeah, okay. So the Chiefs had the buy in the West. Raiders just beat Jets. Broncos play tomorrow. So Chargers, if the Broncos get that dub back, and they're in I don't know, man. The Raiders are looking good right now, so I don't know. Maybe the Raiders just don't even give them a chance to get in because the North, as you see, they're probably not going to let any of these divisions have the 2, You get, say, the Bills, Dolphins get in, or Bills, Jets, find some crazy way to get in. Say you got 2 there. You got the 2, obviously, from here. Say you get the 3 from here. You get the 1, so that's 4. That's 5. That's 6. Who gets the 7th? I think Houston gets that 7th spot. if, dang, did I just include all three of them? Okay, so we get these three, 4, 5, 6. So one from the east would be missing, one from the south, or the west. So yeah, I don't know. I think eventually it's gonna be the two from the north, but I wouldn't be nobody. I don't think anybody's gonna be shocked if it's three from the north: Browns, Steelers, Ravens, Bengals. Maybe they even get in because they got Joe DeBarr. Um, yeah, if there were in other divisions, it'd be different stories for all those teams. But let's get into some. Oh, I didn't even really get too deep into that game. I just got sidetracked with something else. Oh yeah, but the whole point was how important this was to the Chargers. Any game is important to the Chargers now. Would be in 4-5 now. So one game on the 500. They lost Mike Williams. They lost Palmer. So they lost two out of their three top wide receivers. So they're down to the rookie. I was pronouncing it Johnson, but it's not pronounced Johnson. I think it's pronounced Johnston. Quinn Johnson played a little bit better today, 4 for 34. But the main thing, the touchdown. He got the touchdown. So now you get some separation and maybe find even more. I mean, 11 targets. I mean, 11 receptions. That's still a lot for Keenan Allen. I was gonna say find even more, but more space. But I believe putting up 38. What else can you do? Maybe defense should have done some in this game, but the Detroit Lions are hard to stop, to be honest. They got wide receivers everywhere. The chemistry is crazy. Two running backs, and obviously Goff, who's not really an injury-prone quarterback. So this team all around just looks good. None too much to worry about. Even when a run back goes down, wide receiver goes down, they've dealt with all that issue. They're one of the most ready teams. We'll see what happens when they get into playoffs. Yeah, let's look a little bit of fantasy. We're gonna go ahead and call it today. Yes, even though he lost, his fantasy managers did not lose. Keenan Allen, man, 40 points. Is he number one wide receiver right now? I'm not sure. 4. I mean, it kind of makes sense because you got the likes of Tyreek, the likes of Jamal. And CD's just been going crazy lately. I think they said he had 3 games for 1 something. Those are crazy freaking numbers. But Keenan's numbers haven't been looking great, but 45 and the 40 probably could have won you a game, so he's most definitely, and the 30 are most definitely worth your while. The 45, I played against him, and I lost that game. So there you go. That tells you something. That tells you something like that. See the Lambeau Mandem. Okay, so we can actually see the numbers here now. 151, 180, 191, 158. That's mind-boggling. But when you see him play, man, it's just, I don't know. I feel like people think, I believe it took a good second for him to be that guy, what he is right now. But I believe that's also with the quarterbacking and the deal or the issues they've had over the past years, and they finally got their. Seems everything's somewhat settled in Dallas, but not really, because when they're going up against some of the better teams we've obviously seen. But this is about fantasy, and I was talking about CD, Lamb, and Prescott. He got in too. That's crazy. All of the Cowboys, they're having fun. But that's crazy. You could pretty much have won a game with just 3 of their players, Cook, CD, and Brian. I already said the name. Whatever. TJ Hawkinson, man, he barbecued me today because I would have won if it wasn't for his 30 points. Amon-Ra showing up like the god. But it's always. I actually haven't seen his full numbers as of late. But man, those are some really great numbers for a first round. I believe this. I mean, these numbers for me, but damn, he's 10 in position, but these are consistent numbers. I like these kind of numbers. He's not really losing. He's not he himself is not going to lose it for you. I mean, unless you got him as a steal or, say he's your third pick, you would think he'd have to be your second. But third, say if you got him at four now, I, I think I'm thinking of more of deep league. So just, I mean, all leagues it's different, I guess. 15, 16, or whatever. And depending on where I don't know. Drafting is just all over the place. But I know he didn't go too high for us. Brian Robinson. Mandem got shot and became the greatest running back alive. Fantasy wise, not the greatest, but whatever. He's great. But yeah, Brian Robinson seems like he's a steal. I feel like he's a steal because I don't know why I ignored him, but I ignore a lot of players because of specifics like sharing backs or like whatchamacallit. Just so many run backs in the backfield, having 2 to 3 and not knowing who the heck is going to be the guy. Which that's how it felt. So I didn't know where to go with that one, so I decided just ignore both of them. Which I'm most definitely not gonna ignore Brian Robinson next year. He's easily a top 3 pick. One, I mean, his numbers have been really good to a point where maybe he has to be in the first round. If not, he has to definitely a lock for second round. Definitely. Let's go by position real quick and see Brian Robinson up top. Jamie Gibbs. Let's see where Montgomery fell to. Did he get in the top 25? Oh, yeah. I believe he's in 2. Wait, is he? He is in. He's in, ladies and gentlemen. It's good. Not good. But man, so much of these players. Jalen Warren. Yeah. Say if you had him as a bench stash, he's looking pretty good right now. He's been balling. Kenneth Walker, I feel like is a steal. Well, I don't know. Maybe I see it that way because of the injuries and all that stuff. But I was looking at the run backs right there. Nothing too significant, I guess. Maybe that Brian 27 is significant. But Christian McCaffrey didn't get himself a touchdown today. He would have had that record. I believe it was like 17 games or something. Let's look at the wide receivers, and we're going to call it. Obviously, we've already looked at the top full. Noah Brown, this guy's been a shocker somewhat. I added him in one league because I'm like, you don't put up 30 something points and just leave, Because this guy put out 30 something that a week, and he meant business, and I believed him when he meant business. So I picked him up in one league. The other leagues, I just don't have the players to drop, or even though I'm like dog shit in those. Well, yeah, 2 of those leagues. Still, I don't want anybody taking being too stuck to my players. Need to let them go. But yeah, that's gonna be it for Sports First NFL Plus Fantasy. Yeah, it was a time. Thanks for watching. The General, the Sergeant, Sabotage is out. Another salute. Another.